Looks like the camera lighting is very different every single time it's on. So a little bit of a continuation. Sage. I'm just putting some sage, just to have some healing, while to release any negative thoughts that goes out, within anybody's energetic grid, um, whether it's outside of ourselves or, within. I also have a rose quartz pendant on for extra dose of unconditional love for your heart chakras, guys. Okay, so some sage healing, unconditional love, bringing in the love. All right, so yeah, and yeah, so this, when it's in your cellular level, when this is in your cells and your genes and in your DNA, it rejuvenates and recycles back. Okay, so it continues generation to generation to generation. So even if, let's say, the government wasn't coming after your kids, what would happen is external circumstances, circumstances within families, each other's families, relationship problems, financial problems would repeat itself, okay? Because that's all it knows, that's all your cellular level knows. So as I was doing this healing, deep, thorough healing for my ancestry, I was getting feedback by my mom's brothers, by my cousins, from Turkey, from Europe, from Argentina. I have ancestors in Argentina, the States, from Canada, all over Australia. Um, they themselves, because the missing link in our DNA is, how the helix looks, right? Kind of like a Celtic knot, and eight continuing, right? The coming together of wavelengths. People can feel stuff going in their back, their spine, their DNA, and they were like telling me. So I had to go through a journey of a few years of doing it, of my family be feeling it first. And of course, they couldn't understand what was going on. And at first, when your vibration is very low or there's a missing link in your DNA, and then they're coming and seeing me, or they're hearing from me, or, I was attacked by my own family because they were coming from a low density energy field. I was coming from a very high one, because there's no way I could have completed this, whether it was through the Zionists or, turning the wheel, or, if had I not purged everything out of my system, had I not, worked with sound, through mantras, um, through, all that healing that I did, whether it was alone, whether it was in groups, whether it was in the tribal groups, whether it was like mystery schools, and, like I said, the teachers had no idea what to do with me there, because I was even taking on everybody else's energies and debts there, and I was like doing the work because it was coming to me, because my frequency is very high naturally. And so when I purged everything out, I was a lot lighter then. Physically, I was a lot lighter when I was purging everything out, and my double helix link was going back up, because I had tuning forks, and I had actual DNA work done to me before the Zionists and the Jews and the Muslims and the group of Christians that attacked me. Had I not gone through that healing and protect my physical body, there's no way I would have made it alive, guys, okay? No way, no way, no way. I would have lost my head. I would have had mental illness. I would have developed something. I think my mom, she never really told me everything, but I think she tried to do this, whether it was on her own or with her brothers when she was young. That's when she said the 17 mark, at the age 17, but she couldn't succeed at it. I think she did because she's known to have some, health, mental health issues. I think she developed something. Like I said, uh, you know, um, I mean, she's my mom. I wouldn't just make fun of her. I wouldn't make this shit up, right? Why would I do that? It would make no sense. So, um, I'm just double. Okay, it's only at 4 or 5 minutes. So, what else do I want to say? There's just a lot, like I said, there's a lot like I could say about this. I'm not sure exactly which area to complete and to go through. um from what I remember is Nura's husband, the Zionist Turk, or the soldier, the general, the 50-year-old that married her when she was 11. Obviously he was a lot older when my great grandfather came knocking on the door, and he admitted everything. He said he'd, like, my great grandfather made him admit in front of everybody, his son and everything. He said that I married you and I paid your Arab merchant triple the amount of money. He sold you to me because I offered triple the amount. He became rich. I mean, wealthy, rich, that Arab merchant, because of Nura, my great grandmother's baby sister. Um, because he knew her family. He knew them so well. Again, they too, they would sit down and have dinner together and laugh together. And he admitted, he said, it was my soldiers, it was my group that murdered your family and cut your sisters, brothers' heads off, your father's head, everything. He admitted it. And that's why her son, Isel, Isa, I can't remember his name. My mom has a picture of him. Guys, I gotta get this picture for you. He lives in Germany now. He's like 70 years old. Her son, um, and he's like redheaded, and he like went crazy. He was gonna go crazy, so he chose to go to Germany and become a healer and heal his ancestors too. And he said, you know what? I'm never going to be part of this Zionists. I will never be part of any Turkish anything. He never said he was Turkish, even though his father was, and he was known to be an Armenian. He said he would tell everybody he's Armenian, even though he didn't have an Armenian name or last name or anything, but he would always say, I'm Armenian first, living in Germany, and he was well known to be like that. Now in Europe is a lot more modern. They have a lot more sciences, modern, everything, technology than North America does, guys, okay? As well as the education system. Most countries in Europe educate the students about the Armenian genocide, unlike North America. North America does not, okay? The Holocaust, okay, some people can argue and say, well, why would Zionists kill 6 million Jews during the Holocaust? Well, for starters, it was not 6 million Jews, and even the Zionists will admit to it. If you find modern videos of them admit to it, that number was highly, highly, highly exaggerated, and they did it so that the survivors, for starters, they need Saturn. Saturn eats its own children, and they needed the survivors to go to Israel so that they can form a new Israel. It's disgusting, guys. It's disgusting, but it's true. It's all true. I want you guys to do your own research. I'm gonna close this video because if you guys want me to talk about specific things about my DNA, like I can tell you where I fit, because I saw my own past life, like when I was going up there and I was healing everything before I got to healing my own ancestors. I saw who I was, what I was doing in the Armenian genocide. My mom died when she gave birth to me. I was a lonely child. My dad raised me, and my dad was my same dad now. My dad raised me, and he loved me very much. And my dad died the same way he died in this life, except obviously it was the Ottoman Empire that did it to him, the soldiers and everything. He worked for the government. My dad worked for the government of Ottoman Empire, and they came after him first, and he gave me up. He gave me up because I was really young. I was like 6 years old. He gave me up. He sent me to a harem, guys, an Ottoman harem. Look up harems. Harem is like, I was raped. I was a little girl. I was raped, and it linked up exactly. I was 6 years old. I was raped. I remember everything. I had past life regressions about this, and I had to have it healed. I was raped as a little girl in the harem. My mom was in that harem. My mom was running the fucking harem. My mom now. And afterwards, I was leaving the harem. I was raised because nobody did anything about the rape. I was like forced into prostitution. I was a dancer in the harem, and everybody would love me there. Like people would visit me. I was brought up in this harem, and so I was leaving when I was 15 years old. there was a contract. I remember signing this contract that I was leaving. I was either getting married or I was starting a business with a group of people. And before I left, I was some psychotic person in the harem or someone that would visit me who's obsessed with me, like an obsessive desire, choked me. And I know who he was. It was my ex-boyfriend that wanted to marry me. Okay, the Pisces that I brought up in one of my videos, the 2011, I forgot what I called it, auto hypnotism video that I did. That my ex-fiance, he was the one who choked me. And before I even knew about this past life regression, he was saying the same things to me. It's so fucked up, guys. If I tell you this entire thing, it's so fucked up. I'll need like 4 hours to tell you guys this. So before this cuts off, I'm sending you guys unconditional love and healing. And your third eyes too. Unconditional love. To your third eyes, to your root chakras, to your heart chakras, to your crown chakras. Why I have this leaf crown on. I love you all. May the entire world